Okay. Play it. All right. That was My Immortal by Evanescence. And that was a Lindsey Sterling cover performed live in front of a really big audience. It's a really beautiful cover. I love it. So, this is my first broadcast. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marcus Hirschbein. I just started this radio broadcast just because I like to talk. Well, I like to share my thoughts more so. I've definitely have been exploring a lot of platforms to put myself out there. I have Tumblr. I go on Tumblr. I'll share things on Facebook. I'll share things on YouTube. Just here and there, I'll do things. But I saw this from Google. I like to listen to radios, internet radios from time to time. I really hear a lot of things, and it's a really interesting little system. So I decided to look into it for myself to see what it's all about. And I see it's Spreaker. I saw another one. What was it? Blog Talk Radio. But I didn't really like that system because well, you have to pay for it, which I understand. Services have to make money somehow, but it was a little silly that I couldn't use my headset. The free version, I had to use my phone. I had to call and provide a host PIN for my session, which I thought was a little silly. And also, you had to schedule things ahead of time. So you know what? I was like, it's a little too complicated just to want to try to broadcast a track or live stream a little talk. So, and it wouldn't let me use my headset or my microphone. So I found this as a better alternative to that software. Well, let's probably get into why I'm creating this whole broadcast, other than the fact, like I already said, that I like to talk and express myself. It's let me get into what we would talk about. That'll probably be the best way to do things. I'm not usually gonna talk about like my life or anything. It's not really like a blog. I guess I might get into some details. I guess there's something interesting or something to learn from it. I might talk about those kinds of things because that's the kind of things I like to talk about. I like to dissect things, and try to learn from things. Really, I really love to discuss things and just to share perspectives and views on things. And I don't, even if somebody has a different perspective on something, that doesn't mean I want to argue with them. I want to talk with them and understand what their perspective on something is. And then I'll share my perspective, just how I see it. But then they'll always. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But I always seem to find myself in situations where I'll start trying to discuss something, but then they'll just take it as I'm being argumentative or something. It's actually a very common thing I've noticed. In fact, I don't really think I have met very many people as obvious or as simple as the idea might seem, that you can talk to somebody, discuss things just like nonchalantly. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong. But rarely do I see or can I just talk to somebody without there being some level of aggression. Whether it be I am taking a controversial standpoint on a certain topic or just a different one, or there's a number of reasons really. I just don't understand why so many people that I have come across or that I actively engage with get so hostile in these discussions when I express myself, what I think of something, and then they express themselves. And it's not really whether or not it is opposing viewpoints on a specific subject. That's not really the point. It's to try to acknowledge whether you understand it or not, but try to understand it, their perspective on something. So yeah, I had this moment on Facebook. Someone shared a picture, and it was a picture that included a Ronald Reagan quote. It was a picture of Ronald Reagan, giving some kind of speech. He was waving to his audience, and there was a caption above him. It went something like, "For when we do not trust God is when we go under." Excuse me, that wasn't the exact quote, but it was something like that. I think it was referring to like the Pledge of Allegiance. It's been so long I can't even remember the under God, one nation under God. As long as we are not under God, or we go under, or something like that. It's something to that effect. I think you get my gist. So I brought up the idea that this quote is funny to me because I feel like observing psychological characteristics that are present throughout society, I feel like this concept of God or a godly figure is if not almost directly related to the figure in society, such as a governing figure. So what do I mean by that? Like governments. Because I feel this way because, like, what other figure do we know of in the world that is like that? One figure that creates laws, one figure that has the ability to judge